Every day we talk about the best or sometimes even the worst, but no one ever seems to care about the second best. Well, this time we do. The second man to walk on the moon is Buzz Aldrin. Yohan and Tyson are the second fastest men in history. And the second best players at your favourite clubs are, well, let's start with Barcelona. The second best player at the club is Raphinha. It's crazy to say this because he is the one being pushed for the 2025 Ballon d'Or, but we all agree that Lamine Yamal is Barcelona's best player, don't we? As we said in a previous video, the teenager carries the biggest burden at the club and is the one who makes everything tick. But Raphinha is a close second. Goals, assists, chances created, everything, he's got it. Heck, people might call us crazy and say that he's the best at the club. Liverpool's second best player is Virgil van Dijk. Of course, Mohamed Salah is number one. You just can't argue with the numbers that he puts up. But Van Dijk is surely a close second for sure. He's a rock at the back, and if you take him out, Liverpool's defense could crumble. Up next is Spurs. Right now, their second best player is Heung-min Son. He's easily the biggest legend still at the club, but let's face it, right now, Spurs' best player is Dejan Kulusevski. Without the Swedes, Spurs look disorganised and hopeless, but Son is still holding it down, putting up goals and assists every other game. Now, Chelsea's situation is a little difficult. It's obvious that their best player is Cole Palmer, but who's second best? Based on the past couple of games, it could actually be Marc Cucurella, but we're going to go for Moises Caicedo. He has been insanely consistent throughout the season and is arguably the best holding midfielder in the Premier League right now. After Palmer, Caicedo is Chelsea's next most indispensable player. Another super tough one is Man United. We all know it's down to two players, Bruno and Ahmad, but the question now is who's first and who's second? We'll leave this one to you guys. Get in the comments and tell us who you think is United's second best player. But for AC Milan, we'll tell you who their second best player is. It's Tijani Reinders. He has been immense for the Rossoneri this season, scoring 10 goals and providing 3 assists from midfield. He has really elevated the team, so we'll say that he's their second best player. But who do you guys think we have in mind as Milan's best player? Tell us what you think in the comments. While we're in Italy, let's also talk about Juventus. Their second best player is Kenan Yildiz. The Turkish teenager has been sensational for the old lady this season, dribbling, scoring goals and assisting them. He's definitely their second best player, behind only Manuel Locatelli. Meanwhile, Inter Milan's second best player has to be Lautaro Martinez. Of course, he's still the main man, but this season their best player has obviously been Marcus Thuram. Top scorer and in the running for the Serie A Golden Boot, can't argue with that. But Lautaro is a close second. He's in the top 5 in the Serie A top scorers chart, has a Champions League hat-trick under his belt, and 21 goal contributions in 30 appearances so far. Not bad at all. What about Arsenal? We all agree that their best player is Bukayo Saka, right? But who's second best? This is another hard one. It could be Gabriel, Saliba or Odegaard. They've all been solid and consistent, but we give the silver medal to Declan Rice. He's been strong, consistent, versatile and hard-working. His crosses are one of the reasons Arsenal score a lot of goals from set pieces, and he's both their best holding midfielder and ball carrier. Moving forward, PSG's second best player is Achraf Hakimi. He has been absolutely insane this season. 11 goal contributions from defense. That is just crazy. He's in the club's top 5 for most goal contributions this season, 3rd for most big chances created in the Ligue 1, and is the second best dribbler among defenders in the French top flight. He's been doing all this while also being great at his defensive duties. If not for the unbelievable numbers Ousmane Dembele's been putting up this season, Hakimi would have been PSG's best player. What about Bayern Munich? Obviously their best player is Harry Kane, but who's second best? This one was tough to pick because you have the likes of Jamal Musiala and Joshua Kimmich, but we're gonna go for Michael Olise. The Frenchman has had an instant impact at Bayern. He's in the top 5 for most successful dribbles and most chances created in the Bundesliga this season. Also, no Bayern Munich player has more Bundesliga assists than him this season. Easily second best. Let's now move to Manchester City. The Ballon d'Or has already told us who their best player is, and the way the side has struggled in his absence further establishes that fact. But their second best player is easily Kevin De Bruyne. Bruyne. When he is in full flow, KDB is totally unstoppable. He's arguably City's biggest ever legend, and you could even argue that he's deserved the Ballon d'Or in different years. This guy is a chance-creating machine. He's in the top 5 for most chances created per game in the Premier League this season, and despite only starting 11 games, he already has 6 assists. Now, from a current City player to a former one. Atletico Madrid's second best player is Julian Alvarez. Atletico invested a lot of money in him in the summer, and he's been coming good. 19 goal contributions in 33 appearances, 7 of which came in 8 Champions League games. Now that is a good return. But of course, it's not just about the numbers. His all-around play and versatility make him a very valuable asset. Wondering who's number 1? Of course, it's Griezmann. That's his club. He might be aging, but he is fine wine. He has more goal contributions than Alvarez in fewer appearances. What more can we say? Still in the capital, let's look at Real Madrid. Their second best player is Kylian Mbappe. Perhaps at the beginning of the season it would have been Bellingham, but Mbappe is now reaching some heights that makes him leapfrog Bellingham. He's the club's top scorer, and he's fighting for the Pichichi award in his first season in Spain. But obviously the club's best player is still Vini. It's hard to argue with FIFA the best men's player of the year. Also, Vini is still Madrid's main man when it comes to the Champions League. But right now, Mbappe is a close second, and the way he's going, he could soon overtake Vini. Who knows? The France captain has really turned his life around after a horrible start to life at Real Madrid. And if you want to know how he did it, go and watch this video where we talk about what the heaven is going on with Mbappe. Anyway, do you agree with our picks today? What would you change? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so that you never miss out on amazing content like this. Catch you in the next one. Bye.